What's the most cushioned running shoe of 2025? I tested top models from Brooks, Hoka, Nike, Asics, and New Balance. And today I'm counting down my top 5 most cushioned daily trainers of 2025. Whether you want cloud-like softness, springy responsiveness, or a shoe that can handle endless miles, this list has something for everyone. So with that, let's dive in to the top 5 most cushioned daily trainers of 2025. Coming in at number 5 on my list of the top cushioned daily trainers of 2025 is the Brooks Glycerin 22. Now this may look like your typical Brooks workhorse, but don't let that fool you. This update is packing some of the brand's best innovation to date. So let's start off by breaking down some of the specs on the shoe. First things first, our men's version weighs in at 10.2 ounces with the women's coming in at 9.1. Our stack height is 38 millimeters in the heel with 28 in the forefoot for a 10 millimeter drop overall. Retail price now sits at $165. It was $160, but they have upped that price $5. The upper is a double jacquard mesh. It kind of gives you that premium cushion feel that you want, while the outsole, of course, has plenty of rubber coverage for the durability. On paper, it is a little heavy, but when you lace it up and take it out for a run, you actually feel lighter than the numbers may suggest. So now that we've gone through the specs of the shoe, let's get into some of those real details and the real reasons on why this shoe cracks my top 5, and that is going to be Brooks's DNA-tuned midsole. So Brooks takes a scientific route with their foam by having a nitrogen-injected base that is designed specifically for different portions of your foot. And you're probably wondering, what does that even mean? They are going to have large nitrogen bubbles in the heel that are designed to give you that cushioned pillow-like feel, while having smaller nitrogen bubbles in the front of the foot to give you that snappy, responsive toe off. And the end result is that you get a very smooth yet very effective and efficient running shoe. Our upper locks down well. It's got the padded heel pillows in the back and a thick tongue to protect you against any type of lace bite. It's super comfortable in every single spot of the shoe, and exactly why you would want something like this as a daily trainer. So when you get to that point and you lace up and you're hitting the roads, just know that you're getting a reliable shoe. You get your cushion that you want, yet it's not overly plush like a lot of these Max trainers on the market are. And although it may have some heavier weights on the spec sheet, just know when you lace it up, you're gonna feel light and you're gonna feel good. So look, I get it. Brooks isn't known for being the flashiest brand, and this does sit at a $165 price point, which is a little pricier than some of the other options on the market. But what I think you get out of this shoe is the durability and the longevity that you want for your daily trainer. The Brooks Glycerin 22, I would say with one word description, is reliable. It's a reliable shoe. It's gonna get it done. Long run, easy run, you name it. It's got your cushion in the heel. It's got a snappy toe at the front. And that's why it sits at number 5. So if you can, go to your local running store, try yourself a pair and see what you think. Number 4 on my list of the top cushion daily trainers of 2025 is one of the most recognizable shoes in the industry, and that is the Hoka Bondi 9. Now the Bondi's always been Hoka's flagship max cushion model, known for having those high stacks of foam and that marshmallow-like feel. Over the years, the Bondi's built a reputation as a shoe for runners who want comfort above all else. And with version 9, Hoka brings some key updates to the Bondi to keep it relevant in this crowded max cushion market. Now let's break down the specs on this shoe. The Bondi 9 weighs in at 10.5 ounces on the men's side, 9.3 ounces on the women's side. We're at a towering 43 millimeters in the heel with 38 in the forefoot, giving it that 5 millimeter drop. So yeah, it's a thick boy.
Damn, boy, he's thick, boy!
Retail price is sitting at a hefty $175, making it one of the more expensive daily trainers on the market. Our upper features that newly designed knit mesh with a thick padding in the tongue. Like past Bondis, it runs in the roomier side, a nice wide toe box, and of course with all of that cushion underneath, the priority here is that they're not holding back on the padding. The real story here is going to be that underfoot. For the first time, Bondi swaps out that traditional compression molded EVA and is now using a supercritical EVA foam. The result is that the shoe is lighter, it's more durable, and it's more responsive than the older versions. So if you combine that with Hoka's Meta Rocker geometry, you get a shoe that's very smooth heel to toe, even with that large amount of foam in the heel. This update also helps the Bondi from feeling like a brick, which has been a criticism of past models. So how does the Bondi 9 feel on the foot? It's still very much a max cushion trainer. It's soft, it's plush, it shines on those recovery runs, those long runs, any sort of easy mileage. This is a great option. It boils down to personal preference. If you love cushion, you'll probably love the Bondi. If you want a shoe that's more in tune with your foot and lower to the ground, maybe something that's a bit faster, then I wouldn't recommend the Bondi as your trainer. So to wrap up, the Hoka Bondi 9 stays true to being that max cushion daily trainer, and with the new supercritical EVA foam, it's lighter, it's a bit more bouncy and a bit more responsive, yet still keeps that marshmallow feel that everybody likes. As I mentioned earlier, it's not the most versatile trainer and you're not going to shave seconds off of your PR with this shoe, but if you want a shoe that you can do those easy miles in, go on long runs, or work in and be on your feet all day, then the Bondi 9 is a great addition to your lineup. It's got great durability, and if you don't mind spending a little extra money, then the Hoka Bondi 9 is a great option to have. And that's exactly why it's earned the number 4 spot in my most cushion daily trainers of 2025. Coming in at number 3 on my list of the top cushion daily trainers of 2025 is the Nike Vomero Plus. This might be the best running shoe that Nike's ever built. It has plenty of cushion, yet still keeps things exciting with that full ZoomX midsole. So let's break down the specs on this shoe and why it sits at number 3 on my list. The Vomero Plus was designed by an all-female team centered around women with the idea of creating a shoe that every runner could enjoy. Think of it like the big sister or the big brother of the Vomero 18. The same idea of having that protection and comfort, yet a redesign around the cushion and the ride quality. Nike also wanted to simplify their lineup, and with the Invincible being discontinued, the Vomero Plus fills that gap as being the max cushion trainer. So the Pegasus covers that responsiveness, the Structures now are stability shoe, and the Vomero Plus are those go-to max cushion trainers. Now, like I mentioned, the real magic lies in that full ZoomX midsole, which is going to be Nike's lightest and most energetic cushioning. We have 45 millimeters in the heel, 35 millimeters in the forefoot, so a 10 millimeter heel to toe drop. And I know it may seem like a lot of stack underneath the foot, but despite that, it doesn't feel clunky. With the 10 millimeter drop, things are very smooth in the heel to toe transition. It's got enough cushion to feel soft underneath your foot, yet still has a good spring to it if you wanted to pick the pace up. We sit at a 10.3 ounce on the men's side and an 8.5 ounce on the women's side. So despite being such a big shoe, it's surprisingly lightweight. The best way I can describe this shoe, it's like having trampolines on your feet. Now, it won't be as bouncy or as springy as a Vaporfly or an Alphafly with that carbon plate, but that's not what this shoe is designed for. This shoe is all about getting out, getting those easier runs, maybe a long run. If you wanted to go into a progressive long run, this is a fantastic option for you. We have an engineered mesh on the upper that feels soft yet breathable. The tongue and the heel collar are plush and padded to give you that protection that you want. The toe box runs slightly roomier than expected, but that's great because that's going to give the shoe that true to size fit, and even if your foot needs to spread out a little bit, it still has the ability to. On the foot, this shoe is smooth, it's stable, it's protective, it's cushioned, yet it still has a good snap to it. With that ZoomX foam, like I said, this shoe is tailored for someone that wants to get some easy miles on their feet, or maybe take it out for a long run when their legs are feeling a bit tired. It gives you the protection you want and still has you feeling good on those days where you don't want to get out there. Now, of course, this trainer's not perfect. The outsole, even with these waffle grooves, can be a bit slippery on that wet pavement or gravel. The other thing, which seems to be the case on a lot of these max cushion shoes, is it's a bit more pricey. It's at $180, but considering the other max cushion shoes on the market being closer to that $200 range, this is not a bad price for the shoe at all. So in conclusion, the Nike Vomero Plus is a massive step forward for Nike's daily trainer lineup. It's plush, it's comfortable, it's got that full ZoomX midsole, so it's got some great spring to it as well. So if you're looking for a max cushion daily trainer and you want something with a little more pop to it, then the Nike Vomero Plus is a great option. Either way, you're gonna get a very comfortable shoe that's gonna give you a nice heel to toe transition and keep you feeling good throughout your run. Now let's talk about what's coming in at number 2 on my list of the most cushioned daily trainers of 2025. the Asics Gel Nimbus 27. If you take this shoe out on a run, you're gonna feel like you're having clouds on your feet. The Nimbus has been around since the 90s, but you might say that it's had a glow up over the years. The Nimbus 27 stays true to its roots as being a max cushion daily trainer, yet with some key updates, the shoe is lighter and softer than before. The main component of all of these shoes is going to be their midsoles. Asics keeps that FF Blast Plus Eco Foam from the previous versions, but have tweaked it for the 27. It's now softer and lighter. And Asics even added an extra 2 millimeters of stack without adding any weight. So let's break down the specs on this shoe and why it sits at number 2 on my list of the most cushioned daily trainers. For a US men's 9, we're at 10.8 ounces. For a women's 7, we're at a 9.3 ounce. We've got 44 millimeters in the heel and 36 millimeters in the forefoot, so an 8 millimeter heel to toe drop. We sit at a price point of $165. So right around the price point where most of these high cushion daily trainers are. With that 44 millimeter heel, it's one of the tallest shoes you can run in, but it doesn't feel unstable. The platform itself is solid, the transition from the heel to the toe is smooth, and it's got plenty of protection for your foot. I never felt like I was sinking into this shoe. It had some good protection and cushion underneath me, and I've put a ton of miles in this shoe, so I know it's durable. One of the key features, and honestly one of the best updates, is going to be the upper of this shoe. They ditched that heavier knit that they had with the 25 and the 26 and went with more of that jacquard mesh upper. That makes the entire shoe feel a little more sleeker, lighter, and more breathable. We've got a padded ankle for comfort and support, this really cool, thin, stretchy tongue, which is a great move because it really locks your foot into place. It's going to be true to size on the fit. It's got a roomier, secure toe box, and it's available in wide sizing, which is a big win for runners who have more of a broader foot. Basically, it's a shoe you can put on your feet and forget about. You know it's going to be comfortable when you take it on an easy or a long run. As most of the shoes on this lineup, this shoe is definitely geared towards those easy recovery runs, those longer runs, and time on your feet. If you love marshmallows underneath your feet, then the Nimbus 27 is a great addition. That said, it's one of the heavier max cushion shoes, and similar to the Bondi, if you want something that's speedy and snappy, then this probably isn't the shoe for you. So in conclusion, the Asics Gel Nimbus 27 is a great addition to your lineup if you're looking for that shoe that's protective, that gives you great security in the upper, that gives you the ability to go out on easy runs, long runs, recovery days, working all day and being on your feet and still wanting to have something that's nice, supportive, and cushioned. The other reason that this shoe sits at number 2 on my list is that price point of $165, being a little cheaper than some of the other shoes on the list and still having that durability to last you for that 300 to 500 miles. So if you want comfort and security, go and get yourself a pair, try them on, take them for a spin and see what you think. And finally, coming in at my number 1 spot for the most cushioned daily trainer of 2025 is the New Balance 1080 V14. Year after year, the 1080 is the flagship high cushion daily trainer of New Balance. And it proves it time and time again on why it's still at the top of its game. It's soft, it's stable, and it's built for eating up those miles. And to me, it's the most cushioned daily trainer you can buy right now. As always, let's break down the specs on this shoe and why it sits at the top of my list. 10.4 ounces on the men's side, 8.3 ounces for the women's. We're at a 38 millimeter height in the heel with 32 in the forefoot, giving us a 6 millimeter drop. Price point is $165, so very similar to the Nimbus. And as most of these shoes on this list are built for, this one is also for those easy miles, those recovery days, and those long runs. Like most of the shoes in this list, the heart of this shoe lies in that fresh foam midsole. Now, New Balance didn't reinvent this foam either. They didn't need to. Compared to version 13, this shoe is softer and more flexible while also being more stable. Instead, they reshaped the geometry and they completely changed how the shoe feels. The rocker feels more pronounced, the base is wider now, and the transitions are ever so smooth. It doesn't just feel like a marshmallow underfoot. It feels like a marshmallow that's also structured and reliable. To me, this is where the 1080 shines. You get all the cushion you need, but you never feel like you're fighting the shoe or sinking too deep. It's protective, it's efficient, and it rolls you forward effectively. The engineered mesh upper is another big win. Compared to the V13, it's more breathable with ventilation in the midfoot and the toe box. It keeps things nice and cool. Fit-wise, it's accommodating without being sloppy. I'd say wide-footed runners will appreciate that there's room, but the lockdown is still secure without any tricky lacing. The only downside, like a lot of the shoes on this list, it's not going to be the lightest trainer, but with the extra protection that you're getting, I think that's worth the wait. On the foot, the 1080 is everything you want out of a high cushion daily trainer. Built for those easy runs, those long runs, even those recovery days. This shoe helps you feel rejuvenated even in the later stages of your run. Like most of the shoes on this list, it's not built for speed. You're not getting the same bounce that you get from an Endorphin Speed 5 or a Nova Blast. But when you take it out on those longer runs, if you've got high mileage and you need a shoe that's gonna eat up the road, this is a great option. Now let's go through some of these pros and cons of the shoe. Starting off with the pros. We've got a very plush, consistent, fresh foam cushioning. With the improved geometry of the shoe, you have more stability. It's got a breathable, comfortable upper with a secure fit. And it's perfect for those easy miles, those long run days, and those recovery runs. Now looking at the cons of the shoe, it's not built for speed, so you don't get a ton of snap or bounce that you would get from some of those faster daily trainers. And the toe box may be a little snug on some runners depending on the shape of your foot. So in conclusion, the New Balance 1080 V14 is max cushion daily trainer done right. It's not trying to be everything for everyone. It leans fully into comfort, protection, and long mileage durability. And in doing so, it becomes one of the most versatile easy day run shoes on the market. At $165, it's competitively priced compared to shoes like the Vomero Plus and the Bondi 9. And for me, that combination of stability, cushion, and fit make it the #1 pick for the most cushion daily trainer of 2025. If you want a shoe that's going to carry you through your long runs and your recovery runs, then the 1080 V14 is something that you need to have in your lineup. And that wraps up my list of the top 5 most cushioned daily trainers of 2025. At number 5, we had the Brooks Glycerin, which was springy and responsive for runners who like their cushion with a bit of bounce. Number 4 was the Hoka Bondi 9, the OG max cushion shoe that still delivers on that soft-like ride. At number 3, we had the Nike Vomero Plus, which took a fresh take on that full Zoom X midsole with just enough pep to keep your easy runs lively. Number 2, the Asics Gel Nimbus 27, cloud-like softness with a refined mesh upper and a high stack that protects your legs for endless miles. And finally, number 1, the New Balance Fresh Foam 1080 V14. The complete package of comfort, stability, and smoothness, making it a pick for the best cushion daily trainer of the year. At the end of the day, all 5 shoes have their strength, and the best one for you really depends on the type of run and ride that you want. If you're not sure on exactly what shoe you're looking for, head to your local running store and get fitted, because that will be the best way to find the perfect match for you. So thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments if I missed a shoe, what you guys are running in, and what you think of my list. And as always, if you enjoyed the content, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. And with that, I'll see y'all on the next run.